This is the story of our renovation of this 1909 church into a fabulous family home. Hope you enjoy the journey and hope you especially enjoy the finished results. Standing here a number of years after we actually had this full adventure, it's quite touching and quite emotional for me to see this beautiful church that we helped restore and keep here for future generations to enjoy. So the church is located about a quarter of a mile up the road from this railroad siding, which is in the community of Clem, not a village, not even a town, but back in the day where railroad would stop here delivering goods and also taking on goods from the farmers in the area. So that is how the community became established. Behind me you can see the old general store currently being renovated. One day I'd love to make one of those videos where the old sepia photo comes to life and the cars drive off. Maybe, who knows, if we get enough likes and subscribes to the channel, then we'll be able to do such a thing in the near future. In the meantime, for the next 30 minutes, sit back, relax and enjoy the renovation of the church that took us 18 months to do. But it's yours for the next 30 minutes. Stick around right to the very end because the finished video that was done when we came to sell the church by the realtors is absolutely stunning. And back in the day, you can imagine that this would have been the church, the centre of community activity. The original church was just here on the right hand side. You can see some stones there from the original churchyard, and then the church is up here on the left hand side, and stunningly beautiful it is still. The church had recently been closed by the organisation that owned it, along with 8 other churches in Georgia, presumably because of low attendance, which is a great shame. It's a beautiful, classic American church. Built here in 1909, the original church stood down the road about 100 yards, but was blown down in a storm. They got funds together, rebuilt the church here in 1909, using wood probably that was planted back at the time of American independence. So it's a real piece of American history.
The church sits on 3 beautiful acres of its own grounds with a churchyard opposite, which isn't ours, but obviously it was part of the church originally. It is absolutely picture perfect and beautiful. Here's a sneak peek of how it turned out.
Driving along this road and we saw that the church was for sale, and I said to Jane, let's go take a look. We did, and so our adventure began.
From the white picket fence to the bell tower, it had everything a classic American church has, including an extension on the back that was built in the 50s for the fellowship hall and the kitchen to go in. And this is what we saw when we first walked in. I'll let you just take a moment to take this in. It is such a beautiful space. Quite eerie, quite bizarre to see it empty, quite sad as well, really, but very, very beautiful.
When we first walked into the church, we were amazed by how much was in there. The pews, the piano, the altar, the flowers, even the choir robes were in boxes still in there. All the paraphernalia that goes with a local small community church was there, which was great in the first instance, but then became quite a headache because we were having to work around all these things. So we had to find a solution to that problem. It was important to us that as much of the contents of the church were either returned to the people that had donated them or contributed to them being bought for the church. And so the plaques in the windows, the stained glass windows that had been donated by the local families, we made sure that those plaques got back to the local families. And one gentleman came by, a veteran, to buy one of the pews, and came with his family, and we had preserved a picture that was given to his mother celebrating 100 years of worshipping at the church. She started worshipping here in 1914, and so we were delighted to be able to reunite his mother's plaque with the son, who was now of an age himself. But little things like that meant an awful lot to us, and obviously meant a lot to the community. So we got nothing but love from the locals here as we did the renovations, and they were delighted to keep popping in and seeing how progress was going on the church and share their stories as well. One lady that called in was 76 years old, and she had been coming to church here since the age of 6. She'd come to Sunday school here back when she was 6 years old, and it was that lady that told us that there used to be a wood-burning stove, and quite bizarrely, where Jane had done the plans on a computer mock-up, she'd put a wood-burning stove in the exact area where there used to be a wood-burning stove, which is bizarre coincidence. What we also found was up in the attic that the old chimney had been dismantled but was still there with over 300 bricks that had to be brought down. Those 300 bricks had been dangling up in the attic space over the heads of the congregation for however many years they could have. One thing that we found to be extremely useful was some computer-aided design, which Jane did, helping us visualise how we were aiming to transform the church. It really was very useful, given the main church hall was 40 foot by 25 foot, which is an enormous space to work with, and the layout of the building wasn't as straightforward. 2 rooms upstairs, 2 rooms downstairs at the back of the church. But we did a really good job, Jane did a really good job creating these images. The church hall would become the kitchen and the living area. The church office would become the master bedroom, upstairs to the right. To the left would be the master bathroom. Downstairs would be bedroom 2. And the fellowship hall would become bedroom 3 with a bathroom at the back. One thing that we didn't change was the original bell.
That's beautiful. Okay.
Having cleared some space in the main hall, the first job we tackled was taking out the staircase there and opening up what was the original church office room. The planks that were on the wall, we reused them. You'll see them in a little while coming up, but that wall came down fairly quickly, fairly easily to open up that space. And then the task in hand was to extend the floor out. So we're going to come out to make the staircase a lot narrower, but actually give the whole church more a balanced look. It was more central in the church as you looked at it. So up comes the floor, thankfully, great, thanks a lot. All the carpet had been glued down with more glue than you could ever imagine in your life. That took a little while to get that off to reveal the wood underneath, and slowly but surely the stairs were dismantled, and it starts to take shape for putting in the staircase that we are actually going to use. That's the view from underneath what was going on above, the choir loft as it was. And then finally it's all out, and you can see that this space has opened up. It's an incredible view that it's never been seen before since the addition was put on in the 50s. Then it's on to extending out that floor. The staircase starts to go into position. This flooring needed cutting and feathering in so it matched the original wood floor. We wanted to retain that feature as much as we could throughout the church, keep the original wood, the original character of the building as best we possibly can. Stud wall goes up with the floor having been extended, and that gets drywall, and this becomes the new master bedroom. Onwards and upwards and downwards with the new staircase going in. This was a massive job. Starting with an empty hole in the floor, putting in the post that was a 16-foot post from the floor below to the landing above, and then building the staircase bit by bit. It comes together. It did look like an impossible task at times, but finally managed to create a staircase that connected the 2 floors above
and the rooms below. Originally there were storage cupboards underneath the choir loft, but they went, and you can see things starting to take shape, and we've got access now to the room below, where we're going to make a cupboard under the stairs, and a room will become the second bedroom as well as the entrance outside. An awful lot of framing goes into this job. This is the panelling that was on the church office wall, sanded and restored to make the panelling on the side of the staircase, and I was incredibly proud of that. I think it looks great. It's original, it's part of the church. Even the backs of the pews were used to make the handrail at the top. We tried to recycle as much as possible, and Jane was busy as well. What you doing, Jane?
Faux stain. Don't make me nervous. Don't make me nervous. How's that look? Is it getting there? That's too much, isn't it?
Okay.
I'll take some more off. I lost the striations. I'll do it again. You want to see this magic?
Time for a test drive. Action.
Coming out of the bedroom, my tiara and gown on. I'm coming down to my date. So, here I come. Look, I look as sexy as this stair. I'll go back up.
Oh, they do work both ways. Yes, they do. They're up and down stairs. You don't pay any extra for that.
I got my purse.
So the steps passed the test. We didn't put the finished treads on until the very end of the project, just to stop them getting damaged, but these beautiful cedar treads went down in the end, and then the bedroom continues to be extended and gets panelled out on the inside. The flooring looks fab. The flooring was a huge job. Can't stress how much of a headache that was, scraping, sanding, polishing, and making it look beautiful in the end, and matching it with the new wood and the old wood, the reconditioned wood. Yeah, it was a lot of hard work. Meanwhile, in the main body of the church, the beadboard going around the church had to be all taken off. Obviously that's not going to fit in with the new house style modern living, so all that came off the walls, and they were eventually drywalled.
Still working on this one. So this is a congregation area. The bell goes up there. And then this is just going to be one gigantic room. Obviously, it's still a mess. Getting there. That'll be where the kitchen is.
The stained glass windows were beautiful, but they actually block quite a lot of light coming in. So there was a bit of a job to do to take those out carefully.
Wow. Wow. Gotcha. Wow. That's beautiful.
Let there be light. I've got blood. Got blood. Blood.
Oh.
Damn. Might not always live. After a little bit of alteration, we installed modern new windows which let in a whole lot more light, but we did keep some of the original stained glass windows to make features in different parts of the church. It's a church after all. Back upstairs, the bathroom for the master bedroom would be at the top left-hand side of the stairs, and Jane's rendering of how she hoped it would be turned out to be remarkably accurate. So starting with the framing of the walls, the building of the closet out over the landing area was quite a task. We wanted to incorporate as many of the stained glass windows as we could, so this became a light in the closet. Okay, this is the ensuite bathroom for the master bedroom. Closet will be in here for them to have all their lovely things, with the stained glass window looking out over the church. This is a stained glass window. I've got something in my eye. This will be the toilet area. And we've got the toilet, two vanities, side by side, lovely. Beautiful new window that's just gone in yesterday. Shower in the corner. And a beautiful view of where they've dug up for the septic tank outside. Alright, in the bathroom we put the subfloor down, frame out and start doing the tiling in the shower area in the corner of the room, and that looked great when it was done. Finally, we get the master bathroom looking quite fabulous. and fit for a king, I think. Toilets in, 2 vanities in, and the closet, which went very cleverly out over the landing, provided with this beautiful light that shone out in at the night time over the main church hall. Plenty of storage in there as well. So all in all, a fabulous master bathroom. We were very, very pleased with the results of the master bathroom, and yeah, it looks fabulous. Again, this nightlight over the hall looks so stunning. Perfect. What are you doing, Jane?
I'm refacing a cabinet, isn't it gorgeous?
It looks fabulous.
Yeah, just like me, right?
Just like you. Honey bunny.
Get there.
Now available in all good hardware stores. Wherever you see this sign, it's a sign of quality.
Painted by Jane.
Look like a little Muppet or something. Look at that, beautiful.
Are you still filming?
Yeah.
Well, God, how long are you going to make it?
Moving to the first room under the back of the church, which had been the kitchen for the church and the fellowship hall, all full of so much stuff, everything that you could possibly imagine, including some 4,000 polystyrene cups we came across down there. So the first job on the list, once we'd got the materials out that we'd put in whilst doing the work upstairs, was to clear out the kitchen, clear out everything, the cabinets. We're going to go, there I am on the job, cleaning as always, get it all spick and span, get the old water heater out of the way, and get it all cleared, ready to start rebuilding, even some old inhabitants. The door in the corner was to come out, as you couldn't use it anyway. It turned out to be one heck of a job, as it had actually been concreted into the frame of the steel door. It took me all morning to get out before I could then begin bricking up the entrance to make a nice window that's finally gone in that area and complementing the corner of the bedroom. Alright, so we can now crack on with the framing, and the plumbing work runs through the framing around the room to get to the downstairs bathrooms. We then move on to the drywall going on, and it really does start to take shape and turn into a very, very pleasant second bedroom. The downstairs under storage cupboard is in position and getting finished out as well. And a few bits and pieces to take care of. The air conditioning duct ran through the wall, and we had to get that up into the ceiling, to the room above. Then the doors are on, the drywall's starting to come together and looking good and all done, even panelled inside the understair cupboard. So we're ready for the flooring, clear it all off, start the LVP click together flooring, and that goes down nice and quickly and really does transform the room into a beautiful bedroom. There we go, with the paint on. It looks amazing. Even under the stairs is finished and looking fab. We did get a visit from my son Vittorio, who politely declined my offer of taking a partnership in the family business. On the outside, we were busy cleaning. Jane power washing the siding of the church, and the steeple itself needed a good clean, so up I went and cleaned as much as I could. But then we got some professionals in to get it spick and span and shining. The view from up there was incredible. The fellowship hall was going to become the third bedroom, with a bathroom at the back end, as we divided 10 foot off to make the bathroom that would serve bedroom 2 and bedroom 3. Digging out the floor was a nightmare, but we had to get the pipes in for the shower and the toilet, and then framing, utilising some more of the stained glass there. It turned out great. A little connector between the 2 bedrooms to get into the bathroom, and then in goes the new bathroom for the 2 bedrooms to share, and it looked fab when it was finished.
The bathroom is finished, pretty much.
The fellowship hall was made out of cinder block, so we put this thin drywall glued to the wall to cover out the cinder block. Then it was boxing in the air conditioning unit to hide that ugly piping, making a closet for this when it becomes a bedroom, and then basically decorating. And it's a huge room, 30 foot by 15 foot, even with the bathroom taken off. It's still enormous.
Third bedroom, which could easily be 4 bedrooms because it's the size of Wales. So this is 30 foot long by 15 foot wide. We've left a pew down here and a picture of some bottles of wine just to prove we're not overly religious. And closet with motion activated light. And I'm still walking backwards, I'm still going. This could be an enormous third bedroom or a studio or a gym or whatever they wanted. All the ductwork's now boxed in. And then you come back.
Jane kept herself busy scraping, painting, doing electrical work and auditioning for the choir, as well as even finding time to cuddle a puppy. More on that a bit later. One thing she did was put some security in. So hi kids, you might already have been naughty, so you don't care if you see Santa Claus.
Is my phone sitting right there? Oh, quit it!
Here's Santa Claus. Are you delivering presents? Are you trying to come down the chimney? You trying to come down the chimney?
I don't think I'll fit down this damn chimney.
Well, there you go. We have air conditioning.
I'm not exactly comfortable out here, so...
A real life Santa.
The downstairs entrance had a separate door to the outside as well as the steps from the stairs. It's where we put the hot water heater and made a nice little cupboard for that to discreetly go in the corner. It's quite a big area actually, and you could put a little kitchenette in there if you wanted, and certainly maybe even a small office. We even put a new door on the outside.
Beautiful barn door. Separate entrance at the side. Just finished this just now. All right, so we can get out of the car and come in this way. This is a really big room. Could put a little kitchenette down here.
All in all, great use of the space. Outside, it was time for the septic tanks to be put in. There was no septic tank here, apart from a black hole on the plans that nobody knew where it was. So new septic tank, new drainage, and that was done and dusted as if it was never there in no time whatsoever. Then the front of the church had a couple of rooms either side of the entrance. One we turned into a smart little house bathroom, which looked great, and the other one was a bathroom, and that became the laundry room, which turned out looking very smart indeed, recycling some of the wall cabinets previously from other areas.
Work in progress, front door. You come in, guest bathroom, come around this way, laundry room.
In the congregation room, the altar had been built on a dais, and really annoyingly they'd cut out the floor underneath to put on top of the dais. So all that got disassembled, leaving me with a nice semicircular hole that needed to be patched in with the engineered flooring that was underneath the blue carpet, which I think I might have mentioned was very, very well glued down. Shucks. So that needed to be patched in with more engineered flooring to take it up to and cover where the altar had been. So bit by bit, step by step, this gets filled in with the beautiful engineered flooring, and it's quite a job, quite a jigsaw to put together. But I think you'll agree the final results look fabulous. The floor in the main hall was one of my most proud moments when that was all done. We made great use of this software to help visualise how the church was going to go, and Jane's design for the kitchen was exactly how it turned out in the end, and very useful that was indeed.
Everything's ready now for the kitchen to go in, and said kitchen is over there, just waiting to be put into position. And if this was one of those makeover TV shows, by the power of Alan Titchmarsh, it would be done. But it's not. Damn.
Kitchen was one of the last things to go in. Cabinets go in position, appliances get installed, countertops go on, and the finishing touches get put into place. And I think you'll agree it looks great. And where have you seen this piece before? Isn't it a showstopper? Beautiful. Island carp really finishes off the kitchen. These white patches in the floor were where the ventilation grates were, and after a lot of work feathering them together, the results of the whole floor were absolutely stunning. Even I can't tell where the joins were. Outside, the old access ramp to the side of the church was replaced with a beautiful deck, perfect for catching the sunshine, perfect for just stepping out on and sitting and relaxing and enjoying the view, unless, of course, some pesky local critters had other ideas.
That was graceful. Very graceful.
At least you can explain it in the emergency ward.
Having survived the beasts, it was time to make good the entrance to the church, extending the steps out, putting some railings on, finishing them off to look absolutely fabulous as your first introduction to the church, and a little bit of a finishing touch on the entrance too. Time for some staging on the inside to make it look fabulous. We found this 10-piece dining set which really set the room off and looked amazing. Even a 1918 sewing machine we managed to get hold of. We did these sepia prints of how it used to be, and even a few modern touches as well. But what about the pews, I hear you ask? I chopped them down to more manageable sizes in my workshop, and we would display them in the church. We would model them ourselves. There's a career waiting for me and Jane somewhere. And then we'd put some outside, and one by one, little by little, members of the community came by and they bought them. And we're very, very happy with their purchases indeed. And I'm delighted that these pews are somewhere around the Clem community now, being used, being enjoyed, and still being a permanent, happy reminder of the Clem Church. This was also how Jane got to cuddle the puppy you saw earlier. We also caught the interest of local newspapers and magazines during the renovations.
We had a great time renovating the church and preserving a part of the local and national culture and history. Clem is a very busy little community. Lots of people come up and down this road. It's one of those places, a bit like an ant's nest when you first come up on it, or a bee's nest. You don't see much going on, but then during the course of the day, dozens, if not more, people pass up and down the road. Everybody that came by when we were renovating the church was so delighted that we were preserving the actual look of the church and not redeveloping it.
Finally, the church is ready to sell, and you're going to get to see that video in just a moment. But a church is not complete without a bride and a groom and a Southern Gothic swing band. Local legends Mahaley's Grave turned up to make a music video. Boom. Fabulous stuff outside the church. I promised you everything in this video, and you got the lot. Even Southern Gothic swing. This is the fabulous video that our realtors put together to help sell the church. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a great advert for Georgia, Clem, our beautiful little church. And I'm going to shut up now and just let you enjoy a couple of minutes enjoying what took us 18 months, but is one of the most proudest things either of us have ever done. It's absolutely beautiful. Enjoy. One final note, during the renovations we had the funeral of a soldier that had been killed during World War II, and you can watch the full video of that here. Thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and any comments that you may have, please feel free to drop us a line. It was the adventure of a lifetime for both of us and we thoroughly enjoyed it. Check out more of our videos here. Take care as you go.